Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're reading for January 7th, 8th, and 9th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, I'm going to use my decks. Okay, for the main readings, I'm going to use my Radley Valentine Angel Tarot cards. I'm going to pull one from my Colette Baron Reed cards. Also, too, I will pull one from my Emily Anderson crystal deck. Now, for the overview, the introduction, we're going to go back to Radley Valentine, my Archangel Power Tarot cards, and we'll pull one from my John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards. Now, I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy, but remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest. I'm an intuitive channeler. I open myself to higher power. My job, just deliver the message. So, yes, there's been a lot of changes in my life in the last 3-4 months. So, just want you to bear with me. Some of you know what those changes have been. They've been very exciting and loving changes, but they still have been changes, and they've been keeping me quite busy. Now, I have been feeling very much, even though I was looking astrologically, well, we got some stuff going on, but not necessarily a lot of bing, bing, bings. Not a lot of, it's just kind of like in a pattern, in a standoff type of energy up there in the universe. However, when I was doing my meditation, praying, whatever you want to call it, I was getting a lot of supernatural energies that was extremely busy. It was almost like a train terminal or an airport terminal, something like that. It was like, flights coming and going, people, or I shouldn't say people, energies, golden energies, silver energies, just, kind of swirling around. And it was just very, very busy. Now, what does that mean? Whenever I see terminal type of energies, it could be that we might be hearing more about more people passing to the next level. It could also be a lot of ascension energy happening for the people that are here. A lot, because we have been, you are brought here, we're brought together because we are of the light, and it's not easy to stay in the light. It's not. There is so much dark energy, and I do not have my glasses around, but we'll continue. There's so much dark energy around us, and we are the flickers. A lot of us are the anchors in this world, in this universe. Okay, so we had some cards already flop out, whatever I want to say. Okay, so we've got these are the 3 cards, and again, I do not have my glasses. I left them in the other room, but I will have them for the readings. So we have a number 1. Okay, these are major arcana cards. We have the Magician, we have Justice, we have the Ace of Raphael. So the Magician, number 1, and the numbers have strong meanings. We need to remember them. We need to look them up. You can, in search browser, like right now, there's a 181. You can put that in, and angel numbers behind it, gematria. There's little ways of interpreting. There's a lot of little ways to interpret numbers. Also meditate in, your intuitiveness, your intuition in itself. But the Magician, number 1, new start, new beginnings, Archangel Raziel. The Magician connects with that higher power. The Magician receives a lot of its resources or her resources from higher power. The Magician says everything is ready. We have what we need. Things, we just need to have faith. We need to believe. We need to put this out. Now, we have a lot of Aquarius energy right now, and that's an air sign, and I am really a big believer in speaking things out, putting it into the universe, keeping it positive, putting the positive out. We are in that new moon to that full moon energy, so there is a lot that we want to request. So something for this weekend is very much that there can be some major activation, major changes being put out there. We need to really stay positive. The Magician is bold. The Magician does not tread in fear, does not live in fear. The Magician throws out his light, and also, too, there's kind of an orby type of energy here. So now, let's see if I can read this. Okay, you can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear. Successful, beginnings. So there could be some major changes. Like I said, in that supernatural realm, there just seemed a lot of activity, a lot of, and I don't know if that's just, it felt busier than normal, okay? Now, we have an 8. 8 has, oh, and this is our, okay, Raziel, and this is Raguel. 8 has unlimited opportunities, unlimited possibilities. It is the number of, if you think of it this way, infinity, infinite, okay? Justice has a legal energy to it. Justice also has a karmic energy. We are about to go into Mercury retrograde, and Mercury is in Aquarius, but we are going to go into retrograde. I think that's around the 14th, 15th. I think right around then. So we are in that shadow right now. And again, Mercury goes retrograde 3 times a year. It is a very fast energy, very fast planetary movement. And, and what happens is it appears to go retrograde, okay? It's an appearance. Now, again, Mercury is in Gemini, so there is a lot of communications. Mercury is about communications, also electronics. And I do have a lot of karmic energy here too. So, that Saturn in Aquarius, Mercury in Aquarius going retrograde, anything could be possible. Anything could be happening, so just be aware there is a lot of karmic energy when Mercury goes retrograde, okay? And justice could bring about a lot of karmic rightness. Now, is that rightness in what we think should happen? I can't really tell you that. But maybe to that supernatural realm, it's kind of like balancing those scales, making things, balancing and putting things into a better perspective. Okay. So, fight for justice and equality. Rulings made in your favor. Don't give up. And now we come to the Ace of Raphael. Now, Ace, number 1 again. So we have that 1 energy again. Raphael is our water energy. It is our Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, fluid and emotional energy. Okay, so things are happening. Now, when is this full moon in Cancer? I think the full moon is in Cancer. Let me double check on that because I don't want to, I don't want to tell you something and it not be true. But I think it's in Cancer this time around. Oh my goodness, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Let's go on in here just for me to take a look. Now I could be wrong, which I'm not going to say I'm not. But the full moon, where are you, full moon? The full moon, yes, the full moon will be January 17th, and it will be in Cancer, so I do think that that has some real strong energy, and it will go into, the full moon will be the 17th, so 117, 6:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, full moon energy, Cancer, fluid, emotional. There is a new emotional wave happening. It's something that really, it's a new spirit. It's a new, like, oh my gosh, there's something that's very, with the Ace of Raphael has a lot of positivity, but it's very emotional. So as we go into Mercury retrograde and as we go into that new moon, be aware that our emotions can be very, very engaged. So Mercury retrograde again, Mercury entered Aquarius on the 2nd, and it goes retrograde on the 14th. So, so there is this very strong emotional new experiences going on with this. Okay. A positive new emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insights. So things, considering we have the major arcanas, the Archangel Power Tarot cards, and then we have this with the, fulfilling spiritual insights, right? There is going to be a very strong connection with that spiritual world. Like I said, there is the, I do feel like the spiritual world, the metaphysical world is extremely, extremely busy. Things are happening. A lot of times that's behind, it's the behind the scenes, the moon type of energy. So there could be a lot of connections this weekend for many, many people. And that can, while things are kind of getting themselves in a very strong place, it can be very overwhelming too. Now, Out of my Colette Baron read, The Good Tarot, comes the Queen of Water. The Queen of Water. Now, royalty, queen. Queen's underlying energy is water again. So this is water, water. This is water also. The queen is very, connected. The queen is kind of almost a little bit too involved and a little bit too emotionally connected. However, the queen feels things very, very deeply, wants things to be better, wants things better for her family, for the people that she loves, the people that she rules. So I do feel that while we have this very major arcana stuff happening, I do feel this could be a very emotionally unsettling weekend for everyone. But it is something that purges us. It's something that pulls out some of that darker energy even from ourselves. Now, we are humans. Humans have that dark energy. It's part of our nature, part of our DNA. But it is looking at that, and it's looking at that, and I do feel that there's going to be some purging of that maybe. So if you're crying a lot this weekend, if you're just feeling things very deeply, know that something is going on in the spiritual. Things are being cleared out. The energies are clearing up, but it's still emotionally unsettling. Okay? But so it's kind of like the good news, and the bad. Good news is things are happening in that spiritual. The good news, again, things are clearing up, things are being made better. However, the bad, if this is bad, it's just going to be very unsettling, very emotional, very kind of like, when you just have that major kind of that meltdown energy, and then when you're all done with it, you say, now I can go on. Now I can go on. That's this type of weekend. Overview. Let's see now, as I start, let's go and see what the individual sign energies will be. Okay? Okay. Hello, my Libras. Let's see what this weekend has for you. Yeah, I just feel very strong spiritual energies. Oh, please remember to like, share, subscribe, do all the button things down there. Keep the channel going. I appreciate you doing it. I feel like it's going to be very busy spiritually, and you never know. Many of us feel that energy swirling around us, and we're like, show us, show us, show us. But we'll see. We will see what we will see. Here we go. Okay, this one is reversed. 1, 2, and 3. 3 cards. First 2 are reversed. Let's see what we have here for my lovely Libras. Remember, the Justice card, which was in the introduction, does have a lot of Libra energy, so please take a look at that. First card is the King of Water. You have gone through so much. The king. Okay, so King's underlying energy is air, your energy. It's also, Aquarius and Gemini thought processes. Very smart, but the King of Water has learned from his mistakes, learned from his experiences. The King of Water has gone through the emotional gambit of everything, okay? So this is a weekend where I feel like there's a lot that you have gone through, and this is where you need to start taking a look and stepping back a little bit and saying, what have I learned from all of this? What have I learned? What am I doing? Where am I going? It's like questions. What have I learned? What do I want to do with the information? And that's always the thing. It's like, okay, if you're learning something, what do you do with the information? Do you hide the information? Do you just say, well, you know what? I just don't like that information, or do you face that information? I feel like there is some, emotional resolution, emotional, quotient type of energy going on. Again, I get this. What did I learn? The thing about the King of Water, however, is the King of Water still loves. The King of Water still, I don't want to say trusts the people around the king, but trusts higher power. Trusts that there is something better waiting. Okay? So here we are. The King of Water, trustworthy, compassionate, respected, cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice. Charity work. So it doesn't mean King of Water doesn't mean that you just say, oh yes, I love you, please go ahead and keep whipping me. No, 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 no. What have I learned? What have I learned? And then, works for that greater good, works for their own greater good too. Okay. Next, in that emotional and spiritual realm. Here we go. Next card is the Emperor. So now we have a for stability, organization, leadership. We have Archangel Michael. Michael is the warrior angel. I would say, my Libras, please, please, if you do connect with archangels, please connect with Archangel Michael. Ask for Michael's help, Michael's defense, Michael's protection. Please, call that down and just really connect with that. Now, the Emperor does have organization, does bring, so whatever this is, whatever you have learned, you've really got to figure this out. Think about this. Well, you don't have to. You don't have to really do this. But it's good for you to think about, what are my next steps with this? Again, what do I do with the information that I've learned? What do I do with the information that I have experienced, that I have, and the information, while that's very intellectual, what do I do with what I have felt, what I have gone through? My Libras, I feel like there is a very big epiphany happening for you, and it's kind of like, I don't want to go through that again, or it's oh my gosh, I need to do more for this. I feel for my Libras, it's more, I don't want to go through this, but you're very generous, you're very kind-hearted too. Or the Emperor does bring about, organization. Well, it says organization and logic, structure and discipline, leadership. So it's kind of like getting control over the situation, getting some control over your emotions, not necessarily letting the emotions rule you. So this is going to be a week where you look at, again, your experiences, your life, your past, your present, your future, and kind of figure out, what have I learned from all that I have experienced? Because my Libras, you have gone through a lot. So now it's time for you to, instead of being very reactive, it's time for you to sit still for a moment and just kind of say, what have I learned? What have I learned? Okay, that keeps going over and over. And, I feel it's a little bit of, kind of that OCD thing. And it's like, okay, stop it. Stop it. Here we go. Next card. The 7 of Fire. So we have a 4, we have a 7. 7, divine umbrella, divine intervention, divine number, sometimes divine interference. Fire is our Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, passionate, burning, determined. It's very fiery energy. And this is about you having confidence in what you've done and what you've learned, believing that maybe things that you've done, instead of you whipping yourself, instead of you chastising yourself, it's kind of like, hey, I did the best I could with the information I had. At the same time, instead of you just ignoring and just saying, no, 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 it's you also facing what has happened. And now saying, okay, what do I do with this? Again, it's all this. What do I do with this information? What do I do with these feelings? What do I do? What do I do? Well, the 7 of Fire is defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, choose your battles wisely. So what do I do with it? What do I do? So there is a lot, clarification, putting in your mirror, doing maybe some shadow work, facing the things you might not want to face, facing the decisions that worked poorly for you. It doesn't mean that they were poor decisions. It just means that the outcome wasn't what you thought they would be. Okay? And then again, what did I learn? Because again, Mercury Retrograde is about karma. And when you face what this is, then karma has a way of swinging back in a more positive manner. Okay? Emotional weekend. Many people will be having, many of the signs will be having an emotional weekend. Again, it's very cleansing. Very cleansing. Okay, let's see. Love begins. So we have a 4-7-1, 1-7-4, 1 new beginning, new start. Love begins, water energy. The thing about this is, it does not feel like this feels like it's a divine energy, a divine renewal, a divine, this is not a major arcana card. This would probably more be your 1 of water energy here. But so something new starts because with this, even though it can be hard, there is new start. It is a new beginning. It is getting that ground ready for something to begin. But there is also, I do feel that there is replenishing of soul, replenishing of spirit, The rainbow says that there is hope, there is love, and, love begins. Okay? So whatever this is that you're whatever this is that you're moving through, I'm going to say moving through as opposed to going through, moving through. It's not going to be necessarily an easy, but you do, when you really face it, when you're honest with yourself, you're like, oh, okay. And it cleanses, it clears. Okay? And again, what have you learned? What have you learned, my Libras? And then what do you do with the information? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see what crystal or energy for my Libras we have. Golden topaz. Okay. Faith, wise action, perseverance, confidence. If you have golden topaz, that has a lot of really good energies to it. Okay. My Libras, you know what to do with all those buttons, so please go ahead and do it. As always, my Libras, know that you are loved, stay shining, and be blessed. Bye-bye.